Yo, what's up, everybody? It's always Tim up here. Today, I'm talking about UFC Fight Night Jan versus Dvaliashvili. This is a great fight night, in my opinion, one of the better ones of this year. We got Petr fighting against Merab. We got the comeback of Volkov. Nurmagomedov versus Martinez is a banger. Ramos always fun to watch. Krylov versus Span. This is the main event of the last, supposed main event of the last fight night. On the main card now. Bautista's always fun to watch. Tyson Nam as well. Guido Canelli, always a banger. And we got guys like Anson Sao, Carlson Harris, Abubakar Nurmagomedov. This great fight night all around. One of maybe even the best one yet in 2023. So let's just get into it. Petr versus Merab. Petr 2-3 in his last five. 3-2, kinda, lost a split decision to Sterling and Sean O'Malley as well. Two very close fights that could have gone either way. Petr, of course, a guy that can do it all. Great in the striking, great in the wrestling and grappling as well. While Merab is more of a wrestler type guy who can also strike, but the bread and butter really is the wrestling. He isn't a guy that can hold you down like Aljo can, but he's a guy that can take you down like Merab can, bro. This guy just goes for it. Whenever he takes you down, whenever he gets a hold of you, he takes you down, and it's just always that way. He even took down Jose Aldo multiple times, which is very hard to do. Held him against the cage and beat him that way, kind of like Volkanovski did in his fight against Jose Aldo as well. So very impressive stuff. It was a half a year ago now. Well, Petr fought 4 months ago and took a lot of damage, though. He took a lot of damage against Sean O'Malley. He got his eyebrow cut, just like me. He got hurt 2 times in the second round, I think. So 4 months, I don't know if that's enough. I think it will be, because Merab isn't the guy that that has the heaviest hands and stuff. If Merab wins, it's going to be a decision against Petr. I'm not too worried about the striking for Petr. But he still can crack, though. Like, he beat the crap out of Marlon Moraes, beat Cody Stamen and Lopez, and the opponents haven't been too crazy. No, I'm not too impressed with the Moraes win, because at that time Moraes was on the downfall. Jose Aldo, impressive, but also that's the way to beat Aldo. Just hold him against the cage, and Petr did more impressively, in my opinion. Just, man, what he did to Jose Aldo should be illegal, bro. That was bad. Petr even stood with him toe to toe and outstruck him as well. So yeah, I was more impressed with the win Petr had against him. It was also the last fight of Jose Aldo's career, so how much was his mind in there. Like I said, more impressed with Petr victory, more impressed with his opponents as well. Although Merab is very good friends with Aljo, and he trains with him every day, so he can, we could say that he's fought Aljamain multiple times. But in this one, man, it's tough for me to see Merab win this one. I feel like Petr, he's learned from his mistakes against Aljamain. He's learned from his mistakes against Sean O'Malley. He is definitely the better striker here. He is probably the better grappler as well, but the wrestling just goes to Merab. I feel like he could out-wrestle him, but it's going to be close either way if Merab wins. But I feel like Petr is just too smart, too strong, and too good of a fighter to beat him by decision, because Merab is tough. Like, he got hurt so bad against Marlon Moraes, but he came back. His chin is alright, but man, his durability, he isn't a guy that you could get out of there easily. So I'm going with the decision for Petr, but I wouldn't be surprised if Petr gets a finish, because he does hit hard, and he's very smart, and he is a much better striker than Merab is. Now got Volkov versus Alexander Romanov. Romanov just got his first loss in his entire career 6 months ago against Marcin Tybura. He lost that fight by decision, although it was kind of close. Yeah, he used to be a 265er, but he's lost a lot of weight, and it does look like it helps him, but I feel like against a guy like Volkov, he's just too big, too strong, too good, beat Tybura as well. After that loss to Aspinall by submission, but Aspinall is just a different breed, man. Then also after that beat Rosenstrike after getting hurt, so he has developed some power as well. Like he was a guy that weighed 240, 242 before, but now he's bulked up. He's much bigger, much stronger, and has a lot of power in his hands as well. While Romanov, on the other hand, he was a 265er, but now he is a 240 pounds kind of guy. I'm good with Volkov here. He's a much better striker. He has alright takedown defense, and even if he gets taken down, I feel like he should be good enough to stand up here and there, because Alexander Romanov had some problems with Chase Sherman, problems with Jared Vandera as well. Like he did beat him dominantly, but even a guy like Jared Vandera was able to stand up multiple times against him, and I imagine that Volkov should be able to do the same if he gets taken down at all. Next up, Said Nurmagomedov versus Jonathan Martinez. Man, this is a banger of a fight. Two strikers with good grappling as well. Said Nurmagomedov, of course, was getting beat up pretty badly by Said Yakub Kakramanov until he found the ninja choke. It says guillotine, but it's kind of a guillotine, but kind of a different one. It's called a ninja choke, I guess. By the way, no idea why they cut Said Yakub Kakramanov. That's so weird. My hair is... but that's so weird, man. Said Yakub, a beast. He was dominating Said Nurmagomedov until he got choked out. But yeah, whatever. We're talking about Said versus Martinez. Pretty sure Martinez is ranked at this point, like at 15 or maybe just like close to top 15. Well, Said is ranked at 14, I think. It's a close one, man, because these two are great strikers. They're very good, explosive. They especially Said is a very explosive guy. He's very dynamic. He goes to a lot of spinning stuff, and even if he gets taken down, like he has his ninja choke. He showed it against Cody Stamen as well, but the cardio is kind of suspect. He got tired against Douglas Silva da Andrade, and he lost one round against him in a 3-round fight, which is not a good look. But Jonathan Martinez just isn't the guy that could that could tire out a guy like Said, because he is a guy that goes on his own pace. Deep kicks, jabs, low kicks, and that kind of stuff. That's how he wins, and I feel like Said just too good for that, and I see him winning. As Jonathan Martinez is kind of he is hittable at times, but his chin's also not too great. So I feel like Said, he could catch him, but I think that this one will go to the decision. Two guys are 5'8", by the way, pretty tall for a bantamweight, pretty big. Both guys. Reach is similar as well. I'm going with Said. I'm going with the decision, but it's going to be a 29-28 type decision. Competitive but clear for Said. Next up, Vitor Petrina versus Anton Turkalj. I think that I've pronounced that right. Anton, he won on the Dana White Contender Series, but then did not get a contract. Then came in short notice against the monster that is Jailton Almeida. Got choked out in the first round. Shit happens. Almeida's a beast. Now he's fighting another guy that came off the Contender Series, 7-0. Vitor Petrino had a great KO there. This is a tough one because I feel like I haven't seen enough tape on both guys to tell you who'll win. Turkalj, he is a grappler as well, from my understanding. At Vitor, he looked big, he looked strong. He did win at 203.5 pounds. That's kind of weird, but I don't know, man. I'm going with Petrina because his striking is pretty good, and from what I've seen, he beat the BJJ guy as well. So matchup wise, I feel like this one favors him, and I think that he will get a finisher, maybe first, maybe second round TKO over Anton Turkalj, but far from confident in that one. Now we got Ricardo Ramos versus Austin Lingo. Ramos. This is a submission. I was so confused for a moment. Like, he lost to a guy. Oh no, but whatever. He lost to Zubara Tukhugov. After that, beat. What's with his submission shit? But that's good to see though. Like, he's working his grappling. That's good to see. But he beat Danny Chavez 8 months ago with a spinning back elbow. Man, that KO was brutal, man. Also, Lingo though beat Saldana, which is pretty impressive because Saldana looked pretty good in his last one, although it did go to a draw because he's stupid. But whatever. Beat Kilburn as well. Lost to Yusuf Zalal 3 years ago. Not a great look because Zalal is out of the UFC right now. That was in his debut though, so yeah. I'm going with Ricardo Ramos here. I feel like he's the more active fighter. He has fought 8 months ago. Lingo hasn't fought in 1.5 years. Ramos is a guy that's grappling as well, so he's always staying active. He is good on the feet and on the ground, and I feel like that will grant him a decision win here. It's going to be competitive, but I feel like Ramos should be able to get this one done by decision. Next up, we got Nikita Krylov versus Ryan Spann. Yeah, I'm going with Krylov here. I've said this on the last fight night as well, when he was supposed to be the main event against Ryan Spann. But I feel like Ryan Spann, when he gets tired, it's done. Nikita Krylov, when he gets tired, he still has some gas tank left, and he will fight. Well, Ryan Spann, I don't want to say he gives up, but I feel like it just doesn't click for him anymore. Like, after he gets tired, it's kind of done for him. And his chin is iffy as well, very suspect. Well, Krylov also not the greatest cardio, but I feel like he's tough. He's a very fast starter, like Ryan Spann is. Ryan Spann is the better striker, probably more explosive as well. But if Krylov is smart, he'll just go to the ground with him, control him there, tire him out, get some blood in his arms and his legs and everything, in his shoulders as well, and win a definitely. This is 3 round fight. Now this is still going to be a finish. There's no way these two will go past the second round. Probably, I'm going with a finish for Krylov. I'm going with the second round. I'll say TKO. Second round TKO for Krylov after he tires him out and takes him to the ground and just TKOs him there. Lucas Bresky versus Carl Williams. Lucas Bresky, first of all, he got robbed very badly against Martin Buday. I felt like he won that fight very clearly, but it is what it is. It wasn't the biggest robbery, but it was still pretty bad in my opinion. 2 draws, I guess, or I don't know, no contest. I don't know why that is, but whatever. He's fighting Carl Williams, who I am not too familiar with. He hasn't fought the greatest competition as well. 5-2, lost 2 guys, 12-4, 2-0, 9-8, 4-1. Not the greatest competition. In my opinion, Bresky did beat Martin Buday, who is a pretty good fighter. He's beat a few good fighters as well, so I'm going with him. He has more fights. He has faced a better competition. He looks to be a bit bigger as well. He has pretty good cardio as well from what I see. It was pretty crazy, the pace he put on Buday. I'm going with him. To be honest, I haven't seen a fight of Carl Williams, but just going off the matchup and going off the fights they've had, I feel like Bresky should get this one done. Now we got JJ Aldrich versus Ariane Lipski. Not the highest level of women's MMA, but it's still pretty good. Like, I'd say fringe 15, maybe 10 on a good day. JJ Aldrich is pretty good. She lost to Erin Blanchfield in her last fight, but that's Erin Blanchfield. She is the next up, in my opinion, the number 2, maybe number 3 after Shevchenko and Santos. But before that, beat Robertson, beat Demopoulos, beat Courtney Casey as well. Lost to Sabina Mazo, which is a pretty bad look in my opinion. But shit happens. Lipski, she lost by TKO against Cachoeira. Man, that's a very bad look. Beat Mandy Boom, but Mandy Boom is Mandy Bum. Sorry, that was No, it's not nice, but BM is just isn't good. Lost to De La Rosa, lost to Shevchenko. Did beat Luana Carolina, but she's on. I'd say she's on the same level as BM, maybe even worse. Yeah, I am not impressed with Lipski. She's the queen of violence, they say, but she isn't really good. I'm going with JJ Aldrich in this one. She's going to comfortably win this fight on the ground. I'd say that would be the smartest move for her. And even on the feet, I feel like she should get this one done. I'm going with a decision because, yeah, not a lot of finishes on her record, but I feel like she could even TKO Lipski, but I'm going with the decision for JJ Aldrich here. Going to be a 30-27, and not too close, but yeah, definitely. It's women's MMA, so you never know. But I'm going with Aldrich with a comfortable win. Next up, we got Mario Batista versus Guido Canetti. Although Guido Canetti has fought two guys and he's beat them both, Chris Moutinho out of the UFC for a reason. Randy Costa, pretty sure he's got cut as well for a reason as well. Like Randy Costa, he's good in the first 2 minutes, but after that it's done, and Guido Canetti showed that. Chris Moutinho just not good enough for the UFC. Let's just keep it at that. Canetti knocked him out. He is very explosive, very strong in the first like 2 to 3 to 4 minutes even. But I feel like Bautista is too good for that. At this point, he's 29. He's training with guys like Sean O'Malley, Kyler Phillips on a 3-fight win streak. Jay Perrin, Brian Kelleher, Benito Lopez. He's fought good guys, good competition. He's beat a lot of them. Did lose to Trevin Jones, which isn't that too great of a look, but that was 2 years ago. He's evolved, in my opinion. He's big as well, 5'9", man. He's huge. He's like thick as well, so he isn't a skinny 5'9". He's a big 5'9". He's almost as thick like as Petr, who's 5'7" as well. So Mario Batista is huge for bantamweight, and I feel like he should be able to dominate Guido Canetti to finish. Yeah. Guido Canetti, like I said, in the first 2 to 3 minutes, very explosive, very fast, but Batista should be good enough just to take him down and control him, get some blood pumping, and make him tired and get a TKO or a submission. I think with the submission because Canetti isn't too great on the ground. Next up, Tyson Nam versus Bruno Silva. This is a tough one, man. Tyson Nam, 39 years of age. That's a bad look. Lost a match now. Lost to Kai Kara France, which is alright. Beat Zaruk Adashev. Beat Jerome Rivera, who were both out of the UFC. Was losing to Ode Osborne before he got a right hand KO. Bruno Silva, though, lost to Dvorak, who's top 10. Lost to Tagir, who was pretty good as well. Beat JP Base out of the UFC. Beat Victor Rodriguez out of the UFC as well. And Bruno Silva hasn't fought for 2 years. 5'4". He's in the youngest as well, so I'm going with Tyson Nam. I think that he's the better striker. Bruno Silva is the better grappler, but I feel like Tyson Nam should be good enough to keep it on the feet and just get a decision or maybe a TKO in there, because Tyson Nam does have some big power at flyweight, and that should get on the win here. Going with Tyson Nam, going with a TKO or a decision. Tony Gravely versus Victor Henry. Man, I was so high on Victor Henry before his last fight against Assunção, man. He beat Barcelos, which is pretty crazy because Barcelos is good. He's French 15. Yeah, but yeah, lost to Rafael Assunção pretty badly. 35 years of age. Not too impressed with this guy. Tony Gravely had a close competitive fight against Javid Basharat. Beat Johnny Munoz. Beat Simon Oliveira. Lost to Nate Maness after basically knocking him out in the first round. Beat Burchak as well. I'm going with Tony Gravely. I feel like he should get this one done comfortably. Just get it to the ground, some overhands and everything, and he should get this one done. Victor Henry did look good against Barcelos, but he's older. He lost to Assunção. I feel like Gravely should just be able to get to the ground and win the fight there. Next up, Carlson Harris versus Abubakar Nurmagomedov. Abu Bakr beat Gaji Omar Gajiev in his last one in a competitive fight, but he beat him pretty comfortably. Beat Jared Gooden as well in the striking. Lost to David Zavada by triangle after winning the most of the fight, but shit happens. Carlson Harris though beat Impa Kasanganay by KO, then got beat by Shavkat Rakhmonov, but that's Shavkat. So this is a hard one to predict, man. Harris very good on the ground, pretty good on the feet as well. Pretty big for welterweight. But yeah, Abu Bakr also good on the ground, pretty good on the feet as well. All right for welterweight, not too big, not too small. He's the better wrestler than Carlson Harris, I think. But Harris, man, I don't know. He's faced some good fighters like 17-1, 9-7 is not too good. 14-7, Impa Kasanganay as well. It's a hard one to predict, but I'm going with Abu Bakr. I feel like he's the better striker and he could control Harris on the ground if needed. But I would advise Abu Bakr just to stay on the feet and out jab him in that one. But I know it's close, it's competitive, it's a hard fight to predict. Next up, Assunção versus Davy Grant. Assunção 4 losses in a row. After that, he beat Victor Henry 4 months ago. Pretty good win there because a lot of people are pretty high in Victor Henry. He derailed the hype train that was 35 years old, but whatever. David Grant on the other hand beat Martin Day, who looked pretty good, and that one beat Jonathan Martinez after losing most of the fight, but he came in there very wild and just knocked him out in the second round. He's pretty good, like he's good on the feet. He has some power as well, and he's like weirdly confident, and even his loss against Marlon Vera by decision is pretty crazy. He lost to Yanez by decision as well. So he's good, man. After that, he beat Luis Smolka as well. So this guy's crafty. He's good. And I feel like he should be able to... I think that he will be losing the fight until he doesn't. I think that he could hurt Assunção, who doesn't have the greatest chin, who isn't too explosive. He's... At 5'5", he isn't big as well either. He is technical, he is good, but he's old as well. His chin isn't there, and I feel like he will be winning the fight until he isn't. Davy Grant, although he's wild, he's precise with the strikes. Those hooks, one of them, I feel like one of them will land and give him a TKO there. I'm going with TKO, maybe second, maybe first round, maybe even third round, but Assunção will be winning until he doesn't. David Grant is very dangerous, and that's the reason that I'm going with him. He's also very durable as well because he was fighting Marlon Vera, who's finishing everyone at this point, and Adrian Yanez, who's finished a lot of guys as well. So he's good, he's durable, and he's crafty, so I'm going with him. Next up, we got Cedric Dumas. I hope I pronounced that right, against Josh Fremd. Dumas the Reaper. A lot of people said that he looked like that one rapper. What's his name? Maybe 21 Savage. I'm not sure. Like one of those rappers. Beat a guy that's 6-0, 9-5, 1-0, 1-0, 5-8. Not too impressed with these guys, but his fight again on the Dana White Contender Series was pretty good. Well, Josh Fremd lost to Anthony Hernandez, which happens because Hernandez is a beast. He came in short notice against Hernandez as well, so shit happens. Was winning the fight against Rajan Gore before he got caught in that horrific guillotine choke, man. That wasn't even 4 months ago. It's kind of crazy that they let him fight again, man, because that guillotine, damn, bro. But that guillotine was so nasty. Wow. If you haven't seen it, please watch it back. That guillotine was so nasty. Happy for Trajan Gore, but Josh Fremd, I don't know. I feel like he will be back and this one, and he will win because he's pretty good. The striking is pretty good. The grappling isn't too bad either. I'm going with him. And I haven't seen too much of Dumas, and I don't know if he's that good. He does have pretty big reach for middleweight, 79, 6'2" as well. He's pretty big, but Josh Fremd 6'4", he's bigger. I feel like he will be the stronger guy as well, the better cardio as well, because he's fought Hernandez for a grueling pace for 3 rounds on short notice. So I'm going Josh Fremd, but I am definitely not confident in that one, to be honest. Yeah, that was the last fight. So let's just get it from the top. Petr Yan. I'm going with Jan. Volkov, Said Nurmagomedov, Vitor Petrinho, Ricardo Ramos, Nikita Krylov, Lucas Brzeski, JJ Aldrich, Mario Batista, Tyson Nam, Gravely, Abubakar, Grant, and Josh Fremd. Like most of them were on the, I guess, red corner. I have no idea which ones the corners are, but whatever. Yeah, that was it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.